let's talk a little bit then about the forces of Europe that are bringing it together and the forces of Europe that are fracturing it or splitting it apart. These in general are known as centrifugal forces and centripetal forces. So, do we have any biology majors here? Great, not to put you on the spot, but what is a centrifugal force? Anybody?
It's the force that pulls away from the center.
Yes, forces that will split us. So if we had a centrifuge and we put some blood into the centrifuge, we would spin it around and we would split it into plasma and blood cells. What a visualization. But really it helps us to understand that these are forces that separate or pull apart, or are, another word for it is polarizing forces. And Europe, the nationality, that we've been talking a lot about nationality, there are forces that will pull people apart. Can you think of some examples that might be found, that might, forces or things that might pull people apart?
Religion.
Religion, right. And politics.
Different languages.
Different languages, right. Different cultures. And then we have other forces that will pull people together. So centripetal forces would be the kinds of forces that tend to unite, tend to draw together. And certainly Europe is a fantastic example of many, many different nationalities coming together. And what is the main thing that is bringing Europe together?
Economics.
Yeah, economics. The European Union, an excellent unification under the European Union, the Eurozone. These forces are what bring together. So really, and we talked a lot about the wars. When wars occurred and fracturing has occurred, and there's been much of it in Europe. We had the fracturing of Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia broke apart. We had Eastern and Western Europe during Cold War times, a division there. These are ideological forces that are splitting or breaking apart. And so what has been split apart comes back together. But still remaining, the important thing to remember is we still have remaining these forces that can split apart. And all the time we have the forces that bring together. So how about politically? We can look at the example of political systems that have two parties, such as
U.S.
the United States has the two-party system, red and blue, of Democrat and Republican. Now, while it's good to have different parties, quite often a two-party system, if it's polarized or split into two factions, it's often really hard to get things done. So how about a third party for the U.S.? Well, a third party would really be terrific to give a chance to vote for something else, and then perhaps there wouldn't be deadlock. Yeah, so we need to develop another party. I was saying before, what would we call this party?
The Trump.
I was thinking maybe since our Native American people have a rainbow warrior mythology, and many Pacific Island peoples have a mythology of rainbow people. The Hopi foresaw a time when a people would come together that would love all the different colors, all the different diversities, all the different kinds of people. And so this would be the rainbow people. And this is really foretold in mythologies all over the world. It's really interesting how our native people everywhere have a very similar mythology. There's the rainbow serpent of the Australian Aboriginal people. And you get the Chinese have rainbow and serpent mythology also. So you see this rainbow mythology and the rainbow warrior spirit. So maybe we'll call it the rainbow party. Okay, how about that? So some things to keep in mind. Centrifugal forces, you can visualize the centrifuge and the splitting apart. And centripetal forces would be the opposite, would be the forces that bring people together. So what do you think? Is it stronger, the forces that bring together, or is it the stronger, the forces that tend to fracture and separate? What do you think? Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you.